In this video, we're going to feature my Motel GO Bag. This is a bag specifically designed for evacuation purposes where you have to evacuate your home and possibly go to an inexpensive hotel or motel. So let's get started now with this video featuring the Motel GO Bag. So on this channel, we've been covering the topic of evacuating your home in certain emergency situations. So not all emergency situations are bug out where you're going out to the middle of the woods, for example, and trying to survive Rambo style. You may just want to go to an inexpensive hotel or motel like what we see over here and possibly stay put in a room that you've rented for a couple of days during that emergency situation. So a lot of us already have something like a bug out bag or a get home bag or any other evacuation style kit. This particular Go Bag is specifically designed for a hotel. So all the items in here are meant to complement what you already have in your bug out bag, for example. As I was putting this particular kit together, I realized that a lot of the items that I had in here were duplicating the items that I had previously covered in my Hospital Go Bag, which we featured in a previous video. So what I decided to do was expand the Hospital Go Bag and make it both a Hospital Go Bag and a Motel Go Bag. So I got a slightly larger suitcase to be able to contain both the Hospital Go Bag and the Motel Go Bag all in one kit. Lately, I've been going with the idea of having these type of hard suitcases in addition to a backpack, kind of like when you go to the airport. When you go to the airport, you have your carry-on bag and then you have a carry-on suitcase, for example. I'm using the same approach when it comes to a bug-out situation. As always, I've provided a PDF document. It contains all the items that are going to be featured in this video. You can download it by clicking the link in the description box below. So without further ado, let's start going through all the items that are currently stored in this Motel Go Bag. I currently have the suitcase broken up into two different sections. One section is for the Hospital Go Bag items. So all of the Hospital Go Bag items that I had in the previous video in the smaller suitcase have now been moved over to the single side of the slightly larger suitcase. In the other zippered side of the suitcase is where I have all of the Motel Go Bag items, but there is some redundancy between the two. I'm not going to list out every single item that I have as part of the Hospital Go Bag, but you could definitely go and watch that video if you want to see a complete listing of all those items. But let's just talk about a few of them in general. So I have various items for hygiene purposes, such as baby wipes, dental hygiene products, and things like that. I also have a smaller electronics module that has various cables and things for keeping your laptop and cell phones charged throughout your stay. I also have a clothing module that has various clothing items that I could use during that hospital stay. One of the main items that works well for the Motel Go Bag are the slippers. But as we'll see later on in this video, motel floors aren't always clean, so you definitely want to have some slippers. I also included some cash and a roll of quarters to use for the vending machines, which would also be applicable for use in a Motel Go Bag. A few of the items that I replaced in the Hospital Go Bag are things like the Dude wipes, which I traded out for Clorox disinfecting wipes. You're definitely going to want to have disinfecting wipes in a motel because motels are notorious for not always being clean. I also added some Lysol disinfecting spray. This would mainly be used for spraying down various surfaces at the motel like remote controls, door handles, and things like that. When used properly, it could kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria. I provided a link to that Hospital Go Bag if you want to see it in more details. So now let's switch over to the items that are specific for the Motel Go Bag. The items that I include in my Motel Go Bag basically fall into one of two categories. The first category being for hygiene purposes, and the second category are items that are related to security. While it's not always the case, a lot of motels are a little bit on the sketchy side, where cleanliness standards aren't up to the same par as a 4-star hotel, for example. And then the items that are related to security purposes are mainly there because you have a door that has access to your room from the parking lot, which is a lot different than most hotels, for example, where a potential intruder would have to go through the lobby, go through the hallway, and then access the door to your room. So in the electronics module, I've added a UV light. Be careful with what you wish for when including a UV light in your Motel Go Bag, because you may see some things that you might not have wanted to see. This little flashlight is the Esco Light UV flashlight. It can be used for detecting dog urine, pet stains, and even bed bugs. In a motel, I'm mainly concerned about bed bugs. Just walking around the motel that I rented out for this particular video, you could see various stains that are on the floor and on the walls and on other surfaces. So I would use those Clorox wipes, which we discussed earlier, for cleaning up a lot of these areas. So upon initially entering your room, you're going to want to take out that UV light, turn off the lights, and then go explore the room to see what you could find. If you see any stains, take those Clorox wipes and disinfect that area. Now let's open up that zippered area of the suitcase. Again, this contains the majority of the Motel Go Bag items. As I mentioned, one of the primary categories that I have for this particular kit is in relation to security. I think comedian Bill Burr stated it best on why you should be concerned with motel security. Here's a funny bit from the Conan OBrien show with him talking about it.
That's why I never was comfortable in a motel.
What?
Because you're just laying in this bed like 2 feet from a door that just opens up into the parking lot. Any guy can come in, and you're just not ready to have a fight to the death. You're just laying there, you turn the check, this guy comes in.
Well, to be honest, I'm never ready to have a fight to the death. It's not... It's not
you're
like in a motel. You think in a motel, it's like you're particularly vulnerable.
In a motel, you should, just drive by a motel and just look at it. You're just looking at those doors like there's just people in there, just laying on beds like half naked, just laying there.
And the door is like that thick. It's barely.
You could put your foot right through it. He's going to be like that. That's it. Last thing you're going to see is just, you're going to be looking back at your own body like upside down.
You're crazy.
Looking.
So to help prevent someone from breaking down the door, I've included a door security bar. This particular one is the Master Lock 265D door security bar. It's a heavy-duty, dual-function door security bar that prevents forced entry upon hinged doors and sliding doors. The design is portable and compact that makes it easy to store and is ideal for travel. So this one's specifically designed for providing you enhanced security in hotels or while you're on vacation. It's super easy to set up, and once you put it into place, it would be much harder to kick down that door. Again, this is the Master Lock door security bar. Another thing that I'm personally concerned about when staying in a motel is how well the fire alarms work. To be honest, I don't really trust the fire alarms that are in most motel rooms. So I've included my own smoke and carbon monoxide detector. This particular one is the Kid battery-operated combination smoke and carbon monoxide alarm. That includes voice warning. I have several of these positioned in our home, and I figured I'd just include one with the Motel GO Bag. Since us preppers like having a lot of redundancy, I have some redundancy items for door security. I have them all included in a little security module, which are all stored in a zippered canvas bag. I found that a lot of hotel and motel door rooms are all a little bit different. Some might have a deadbolt, some might have a key card access, some have a top door hinge that you could wrap with paracord or duct tape to help prevent someone from getting in, and others don't. So I figured I'd include a few different options, depending on the particular door that's used in that room. One of those options is a door alarm. This is the Lewis & Clark Travel Door Alarm plus Window Guard Portable Home Security System. It's battery operated and specifically designed for using in a hotel, bedroom, apartment, or dorm. You basically just put these thin metal pieces in the door, hang the door alarm from the door handle, and then if someone were ever to open it, those metal pieces would separate and it would start an alarm. This works pretty good and costs around $12. For a backup of the Master Lock door security bar, I also have a standard door stop. This one's heavy and has a rubber base to it. You could use it as a backup to that front door, or if there's a back door in your room, you could always put it there. I've also been testing out this door stop alarm, which again is specifically designed for traveling. So if someone tried to open the door, it would hit that door stop alarm and an alarm would sound, in addition to the door bracing on that door stop. I also have a few different options for deadbolts. So I have a deadbolt locker and a deadbolt strap. This is the Super Grip Lock deadbolt strap. It's super thin and portable, and it basically just wraps around that deadbolt to make it so someone from the outside with a key couldn't just access your room when the deadbolt is set. Another option is the Lock Locker deadbolt door locker. This one works in a similar way of just locking that deadbolt, so someone from the outside with a key couldn't open it up if you're inside. I'm not sure which one of these designs I prefer over the other, so I just included both. I also have one of these portable door locks for traveling. It's basically a one-size-fits-all for most doors. It's pretty easy to set up. The metal part goes into the hole of the door jamb, and then you close the door. You take the red handle and insert to lock it in place. When it's all set up, no one will be able to get in from the outside until you remove the lock. And then last, I've also included a motion sensor alarm. This is the CP Van motion sensor alarm. It's a wireless infrared home security system. It has a remote control key fob for activating it. You could set this up by a window or door, and then if a bad guy were attempting to get in the room or window, the motion would be sensed and an alarm would sound. Hopefully this will provide you with a little extra time for that fight to the death scenario that Bill Burr mentioned. And those are all the items that are stored in that door security module. The last remaining items of this Motel GO Bag are specific to my worry about bed bugs in addition to suspect bedding conditions. Not that I don't trust housekeeping, but I don't trust housekeeping. So starting off, I have a few rolls of plastic sheets. I believe that I picked up these particular ones at the Dollar Tree, which we covered in a previous video. My main intent of using these is to cover the mattress and box spring. Since I'm a family of 4 with my wife and 2 kids, I wanted to make sure that I had enough for 2 queen-size beds. I think that that's the most common bed size that you'll see in a room. The next item is specific for killing bed bugs, and that is diatomaceous earth. I have a whole bunch of it stored in a mason jar. My plan is to sprinkle this all over the place, especially areas that I think might have bed bugs. This is widely known as being a very effective bed bug powder. It's also cheap and free of chemicals. So bed bugs have an oily protective layer that covers their exoskeletons, and diatomaceous earth basically absorbs it. To go with it, I also have a metal dispenser to use for applying this bed bug killer. So my plan would be to fill up the dispenser and just sprinkle it all over the bed and on the floors and any other place that I was worried about. Again, diatomaceous earth is a popular natural natural alternative for commercially available pesticides. Just to be on the safe side, the next item are 2 waterproof mattress protectors. They're 100% waterproof, vinyl-free protectors. Again, these are queen size. I have 2 of them in the Motel GO bag, just in case there's 2 beds in the room. To go along with them, I also have some waterproof pillow covers. This is a 4-pack of waterproof pillow protectors in a standard pillow size. I have them stored in a zippered canvas bag made by Klein Tools. These provide 100% liquid protection. It would probably be best to bring your own pillows, but if you didn't have your own pillows, you could use these just to ensure that you were sleeping on something clean. So those are all of the items that are currently stored in the Motel GO bag. However, upon checking into this particular room to film this video, I noticed a few things that were missing. The first being some extra clothes hangers. I could see that these might be beneficial to have because frequently hotel rooms and motel rooms don't seem to have enough. So I'm going to add a few to this suitcase. I'm also going to add 1 to 2 towels to this Motel GO bag. It might also be nice to bring some extra soap with you, although you may already have some of that in your bug out bag. Again, the items that are stored in this Motel GO bag are designed to complement what you already have in your bug out bag or get home bag. So most people probably don't have diatomaceous earth or door stops in their bug out bag, but they would be beneficial to have in this type of complementary kit. Again, your evacuation kit, like your bug out bag, is your primary source of supplies, and the items that are stored in the Motel GO bag are designed to complement those items in your bug out bag, just to provide you with some extra capabilities. This video focused on a lot of the items to include in a Motel GO bag, but in a future video it might be fun to deep dive into the topic of various protocols that you could follow when at a motel. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video featuring my Motel GO bag. As I mentioned, I provided a PDF document. You can download it by clicking the link in the description box below. It has a list of all the items that were covered in this video. Please leave your comments below in the comment section regarding this video. Hopefully I never have to use this Motel GO bag during an actual evacuation situation, but if that were to ever occur, I'd be able to grab my bug out bag and the Motel GO bag and go to a nearby motel or hotel and be able to ride out that type of emergency evacuation situation. So stay tuned for more emergency preparedness videos and see you next time. Take care.